today we are looking at the mystery of the new noisy neighbour. And just bear in mind, we've only had one practice, so it's going to be fun. Okay, right. A really long time ago, in a small town called Bethlehem, in the downstairs part of an old stone house, in a bale of hay, there lived a cheese-eating, mystery-solving mouse. One day, after pulling silly faces and running away from Cat Next Door, Mouse tripped over the most scrumptious block of cheese ever. He wanted to nibble it there and then, but he promised to save it for something special. By now, Mouse was quite sleepy, and so with a really big yawn and a stretch of his tail, Mouse fell fast asleep. As he snored, he thought about being a detective, solving mysteries and gobbling up the most scrumptious block of cheese ever. But then... Laura? This strange, awful noise made Mouse wake up. "Where's all this racket coming from?" grumbled Mouse, jamming his paws in his ears. Then he spotted new noisy neighbours. Some had sticks and looked quite hairy. Some had gifts and looked quite clever. And there was a mum and a dad and a noisy human baby. "What a strange group of humans," thought Mouse. "And why are they staring at this noisy human baby? It sounds like a mystery for a mystery-solving mouse," he said. Lauren? Where? Okay, baby crying noise. Ouch! There we go. "I definitely didn't agree to such a noisy neighbour," grumbled Mouse. And before he could speak his mind, another sound caught him by surprise. "Yikes!" squeaked Mouse. "Sorry I startled you, little rat," said Donkey. "I'm not a rat. I'm a cheese-eating, mystery-solving mouse, the greatest who's ever lived," said the greatest cheese-eating, mystery-solving mouse who'd ever lived. "Oh, I do beg your pardon," said Donkey. "I'm getting on a bit now, and sometimes I get a little puddled." "Don't you mean muddled?" giggled Mouse. "Oh, yes, I suppose I do," said Donkey. "Well, Donkey, there's a mystery to solve," said Mouse in a detective-like way. "Who are my new neighbours, and who is the noisy one that everyone is staring at?" "You certainly sleep through a lot, little rat," chuckled Donkey. "I think that noisy one is really quite special. His parents, Mary and Joseph, are nice too." And so Donkey told Mouse about his adventure with Mary and Joseph. How they clipped and clopped from Nazareth to Bethlehem. On the way, they said, Manuel will be born. "It all seems rather exciting," said Donkey. "Manuel? That's an unusual name for a baby," thought Mouse, but he wrote it down in his detective book in case it was a clue. Donkey said that upstairs was full, and that's why baby was born downstairs and placed in the feeding trough. "And that's when the ones with sticks and the ones with gifts came to visit." "But why? Do they think baby's special too?" asked the cheese-eating mouse in a mystery-solving way. "I don't know," said Donkey, "but sheep will." "Sheep?" asked the quite confused mouse. "Yes, sheep know everything there is to know about the ones with sticks," said Donkey. "Come on, little rat, let's go." "I'm not a rat. I'm a cheese-eating, mystery-solving mouse, the greatest who's ever lived." And so they crept out of the house, up to a hill, and met a grass-munching sheep, who shared the story of the ones with sticks, also known as the shepherds. "Hello, sheep. What can you tell us about the shepherds?" "I've just seen them visiting a rather noisy baby," said Mouse. "Basically, it all started the other night," said Sheep. "An angel shone in the sky and the ones with sticks went all wobbly. We think they had a bit of a shock. The angel told us, no need to get all wobbly. Instead, jump for joy because a baby has been born who will rescue God's people, continued Sheep. Interesting, said Mouse as he jotted down rescuer in his detective book. Sheep explained that loads more angels appeared, that the shepherds were so excited they jumped for joy, and then found baby next to Mouse's house. Wait a minute, how can a baby rescue God's people? Said Mouse, looking all puzzled. Well, we've heard the shepherds say they've been waiting for a rescuer for a really long time. Sounds like good news, said Sheep. Well, that is interesting, said Mouse as he nibbled on his pencil. But what about the ones with gifts, Sheep? Why did they come to meet my new noisy neighbour? Said Mouse. I don't know, said Sheep, but Camel will. Look across the other side of the hill. She must have left your house, Mouse. If we leave now, we can still catch her. And so Donkey, Mouse and Sheep clicked and clocked as quickly as they could until they met a grinning camel, who shared the story of the ones with gifts, also known as wise men. Hello, Camel. I believe the wise men met my new noisy neighbour. Do you know why? Asked Mouse. Camel replied, We followed a star a really long way to meet the baby one. It stopped outside your house, Mouse. And then the wise men gave him cheese! Please say cheese! Interrupted Mouse, wishing he'd gobbled up the scrumptious cheese he was saving because all this mystery solving was making him peckish. Don't be silly, grinned Camel. Gold, frankincense and myrrh. 3 gifts fit for a king. Aha! That must mean baby is a king! Exclaimed Mouse. But how? I didn't spot a crown on his head. I definitely would have drawn that, said Mouse, confident of his drawing skills. Well, Mouse, the wise men said that someone special from Bethlehem will take charge of God's people. And then Camel hurried off home with the wise men. But Mouse and Sheep and Donkey clipped and clopped back to Mouse's house. They all crept around the back and just watched as Mary and Joseph held the now not-so-noisy neighbour. We're in a house with a Mary and Joseph holding Then Mouse flipped through his detective book and began to read out his mystery-solving notes. Camel says baby is king, Sheep says baby is rescuer, and Donkey says baby is Manuel. That's an unusual name for a rescuing king, thought Mouse. Wait, said Donkey. On the journey, Mary and Joseph didn't say Manuel. They said Emmanuel. It means God with us. Donkey, are you being silly again? Asked Mouse. No, little rat. I remember them chatting on the way, replied Donkey. They could hardly believe it either, because their soon-to-be-born baby boy was somehow going to be God too. Wow, said Mouse as he scurried over to where baby lay. You really are something special, not-so-noisy neighbour. Oh, yeah, there we go. You're rescuer, you're king, and you're Emmanuel. God is with us. Now, if only I could solve the mystery of what your name really is, wondered Mouse. And just then, Mary spotted Mouse and picked him up and tickled his tum. Look, Joseph, our little Jesus has got another visitor, said Mary. Jesus! I'm so glad I've met you, Jesus, squeaked Mouse. I don't have a gift fit for a king, but what I do have I want to give to you. Then Mouse scurried over to his bale of hay, pulled out his most scrumptious block. The scrumptious block of cheese, the very one he had been saving for something special, and placed it before Jesus. You're the best neighbour ever, squeaked Mouse, and you can come and stay here any time. That's kind, little rat, said Donkey. Mouse rolled his eyes. For the first time, Donkey, for the last time, I'm not a rat. Oh, wait, I know you're not. You're a cheese-eating, mystery-solving mouse, the greatest one who's ever lived, Donkey said, looking very pleased with himself. Maybe I am, said Mouse, but then he turned to Jesus and just stared in wonder. But today, I'm the mouse who shared a room with Jesus. He really is the greatest one who's ever lived.